One of the most popular taco restaurants in New York City right now has to be Esse Taco. The establishment is the product of chef Enrique Olvera, who also founded the acclaimed and 2 Michelin-starred restaurant Pujol. With such a noteworthy chef at the helm, I had to give Esse Taco a try. Today is another beautiful day here in New York City. Right now I'm at McCarran Park in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and I'm just sitting back, relaxing, and doing a bit of reading, but I simply cannot wait for tonight's dinner. I'm going to one of the hottest and likely one of the best taco restaurants in New York City. I'm going to Esse Taco. Partly what makes Esse Taco so significant is that it comes from chef Enrique Olvera. He is the chef behind the acclaimed Mexico City restaurant Pujol. Pujol is regarded as one of the best restaurants in the world right now, and just recently it earned 2 Michelin stars after the guide finally launched its edition for Mexico. I just think it's so awesome that a chef from one of the best restaurants in the world has launched a humble taco restaurant right here in New York City. Although Olvera definitely has a lot of experience with tacos, even at Pujol, there's a special taco omakase menu. How awesome is that? And on a side note, the Mexico edition of the Michelin Guide even awarded a small taco restaurant a Michelin star this year. To me, this sort of signifies that tacos are getting more of the respect they deserve. Simply put, I am hyped for the fact that I'll be dining at Esse Taco later this evening. In addition, there's another reason why I'm going to Esse Taco today is because I need to save money, since I just booked a trip to Austria for my summer vacation. Traveling is without a doubt one of my favorite things, and I am so excited about my trip, but trips are expensive and I need to save money. But I simply am not going to sacrifice not eating any good food. I just adapt to the situation and try to go to some of the more affordable places like Esse Taco. Plus, I can't imagine that I'd be eating a lot of Mexican food in Austria, so I think it's a good idea to get my fill here while I still can. And with that being said, let's head to Esse Taco for dinner. Since Esse Taco is still very new, I figured that there could be a line, and I was right. I arrived to the restaurant about 15 minutes before it opened, and there were already 3 people ahead of me. While Esse Taco may be Enrique Olvera's latest venture, it's certainly not his first in New York City. Olvera is also responsible for the renowned Cosme restaurant in the Flatiron District and Atla in NoHo. Soon enough, it was 5 o'clock and Esse Taco opened its doors. Ordering is done via a few self-service kiosks. When it was my time, I knew exactly what I wanted, which was every single damn taco. The restaurant makes this very easy with their Todos los Tacos option, which was only 20 bucks. I also got some chips and guac along with one of the restaurant's gringa-style tacos. With tax and a small tip, my total came to nearly 40 bucks, which is pretty costly for tacos, but I have a big appetite and I didn't see a single person who ordered as much as I did. I then filled up a cup of water and found a table, which was really an upturned barrel, and waited for my food. There are no seats in Esse Taco, which I didn't mind, but it did make filming this video a bit of a challenge. Soon enough, I heard my order being called and received a text message indicating that my food was ready. I went to the back of the restaurant where the kitchen is located to pick up my tacos, but I completely forgot about adding any salsa. Now, I didn't feel too bad about this since I really wanted to experience the full flavor of the tacos without anything obscuring it, but next time I'll remember to at least try the salsa. Visually, I was very pleased with how my dinner looked. Each taco seems special and I couldn't wait to dig in. The restaurant has a pretty simple menu. There are only 4 tacos, but at least among them there are 3 different meats and 1 vegetarian option. I first squeezed a bit of the lime over my tacos and then dove right in. I started off with the pork loin al pastor, which contained pineapple butter, jardin, and a salsa verde cruda. After taking my first bite, I knew instantly that I wasn't at your average taqueria. The quality of all the ingredients was very apparent. One aspect that really sets Esse Taco apart from other establishments is that the restaurant serves their meat in slices rather than chopping it up with a cleaver. This resulted in incredibly tender meat that was also texturally very satisfying in not only my pork loin taco, but every taco I had. Also, with regards to the pork taco, it contained a special version of the pineapple butter, which has also been served at Olvera's acclaimed Pujol. The butter was simply delicious. I next tried the ribeye steak taco, which contained jardin and a salsa guacachili. Once again, I loved the taco. The steak was pretty tender, and the dish as a whole was nice and savory. Now, it's clear that the restaurant gets crowded and brings in a ton of people, but the best thing about this is that the kitchen is always moving. None of the meats are likely sitting on a warming tray. Everything I had was just so fresh, and that makes a big difference. Next, I turned my attention to the oyster mushroom taco, which contained mesquite smoked mushrooms, black beans, jardin, and a salsa tatemada. As with my first two tacos, I really enjoyed that one as well. Out of all the tacos I had, I felt like that one was the most original. The mushrooms were delicious. They delivered such an amazing umami richness to the dish. Simply put, the oyster mushroom taco was fantastic. Finally, I gave the chicken pak chuk taco a try. It contained pickled onions shin pek style and a salsa guacachili. Once again, the taco hit all the marks. I particularly liked how thick the chicken was. The meat was noticeably thicker compared to the ribeye and pork tacos, but was still very tender. In regards to all the tacos, they come served on warm corn tortillas, which are crafted right there in the restaurant. However, the establishment gives customers the option to make any taco gringa style, which switches out the corn tortilla with a flour-based one and adds Chihuahua cheese for an extra $1. I decided to get an additional chicken taco, but in the gringa style, and I loved it. In fact, I liked it more than the standard one offered on the corn tortilla. It felt fuller and richer, and I really enjoyed it. In between munching on my tacos, I was snacking on a side of totopos and guacamole. The chips by themselves were delicious and were obviously very fresh, but the guac was the clear highlight. It was well balanced and very flavorful. The texture alternated between smooth and chunky, equating to a true textural delight. Overall, I was loving my dinner at Esse Taco, and I was really enjoying the vibe of the place. It was crowded, but it had such great energy. I appreciated how the restaurant really opened up and spilled out onto the busy sidewalks of Williamsburg. Now, I had no problem finishing everything I ordered, but I still wanted dessert. The issue was that the line for the restaurant really grew since I arrived, but I needed something sweet, so I got back in line. Thankfully, things moved pretty quickly, and in about 12 minutes, I was once again at the self-service kiosk ordering the establishment's only dessert for a bit over $6. It wasn't long before my treat was ready, and I took it to the tables, barrels, outside in front of the restaurant. The dish was the corn husk meringue sundae, which was actually a sort of take off of one of Cosme's most famous courses, the corn husk meringue. As with everything else I had at the restaurant, the sundae was delicious.
This ice cream's pretty good, really hits a spot after eating all those tacos. It was definitely worth getting back in line for.
It had a good consistency, the corn flavor was pleasant but nothing overwhelming, and the meringue added some good textural variation. In summation, I really had a great experience at Esse Taco. The lines are long and they're there for a reason. Plain and simple, the restaurant provides some of the best tacos in the city.
So I just finished dinner and took a little walk back to the park here, and my goodness, those were some good tacos. The sheer quality of those tacos is immediately apparent with the single bite. They were really, really good. Plus, I also really enjoyed my chips and guac, as well as my sundae. All around, that was good food. Now, I have no problem standing up and eating a meal, but it did make for some awkward filming. To actually film myself eating those tacos, I had to really crouch down, and it was so awkward. I probably looked very strange in the restaurant, but you gotta do what you gotta do. To sum it up, I think Esse Taco is a great restaurant. It is without a doubt one of the best taco establishments in New York City, and I'll definitely be back.